was I doing again?
That's a good question there, Micah. As I recall, we were grinding. You see,
Well, what you need to
is
do...
an important part of life.
Well, what you need to do is you need to go to the forest in order to defeat Amber, in order to reclaim the various parts of the thing, in order to rescue your friend Leon Cadmon, which you haven't actually met yet.
Okay, we're gonna... Alright, I was fishing to boost my cooking skills, as I recall. But we
Wait, what game are we playing? Tides of Destiny?
You know, if you ignore the enormous amount of grinding in that game, Tides of Destiny is pretty good. Okay, that's all the squid we had.
I like the part where, you know, you have the dude who's like, yeah, just us guys, am I right? Just us guys. It's like,
Okay,
are you
Misato.
just us?
Okay,
Just us
Misato.
guys.
Sure,
Man,
Misato. Whatever you say.
Man, I sure do love walking around and having, you know...
That's never not funny to me. So, you might be asking, what are we grinding for? Well, I will tell you. Because we are going to head into the Sultarano Desert. And in fact, I've actually made a little ways in, because one of the things we want to get our hands on are sardines, which are a summer fish. Now you're going, Snek, that's a very specific fish for you to suddenly take an interest in. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because our waifu's favorite dish in the entire world is dried sardines. And if you're going, gosh, that's a little weird. I mean, welcome to Daria. Welcome to Daria the Hedgehog.
You know, I started playing Rune Factory 4 again, which is wild. This is the third time I bought this game.
Why not?
Which I guess is basically my Skyrim, where everyone's like, oh man, I'm buying Skyrim again! It's like, no, for me it's Rune Factory 4. I have bought Rune Factory 4, you know, 3 different times. But I love the game. It's one of my favorites. But having played it now...
It's fantastic, but it's one of those games that's going to drive you ever so slightly ill. Because it'll constantly bombard you. Looking at you, Rune Prana.
But, I mean, here's the thing with that one, though. That one actually allows you to, while you're in the, your backpack, your quick backpack like you were,
right?
It gives you the option of either holding something or equipping it. So, you don't have to, you know, be like, okay, what, alright, I have to remember what button is equip and what button is you know, hold again.
Well, part of it's like, it's a little bit reversed from how it is in the DS version. You guys gotta understand, the first Rune Factory I played was actually Rune Factory Frontiers, but the first mainline Rune Factory game I played was Rune Factory 3. So,
which is not a bad way of getting into the series. It's actually my first game that I played.
And honestly, like, it's significantly better than the games that came before it, so you would not be, like, wrong for doing so.
Hello.
There are specific girls in 1, 2, and Tides of Destiny. Well, Tides of Destiny actually, honestly, has like 4 or 5, probably has the best stable of bachelorettes, I would argue. But that might just be the fact that, like, Misato, Myerwin, and, like, 2 of the 3 sisters are all, like, actually really all good and interesting characters. Yes. Yes.
Violet's kind of a freak. Like, oh,
so,
Snek, how dare you say that about my Moe Moe waifu? She literally drugs you in order to have a conversation with your female best friend inside of your head. Like, she legit does that. That's not me exaggerating at all. That actually happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get some apples from making apple juice as a little bit of grinder cooking skill.
You know, the worst part is that I was going around, like, grinding, getting apples, and I'm like, this will allow me to update, improve my affection with caloric. Oh.
Miss not
Then I
in
was-
this game.
Yes.
Now, if you guys are wondering
Actually,
if I'm gonna get a monster barn, the answer to that is actually probably no.
It's
There's really just
It's
not that
not
much
as-
need in Rune Factory 3.
I was about to say, it's not as robust as it is in 4 because you aren't really allowed to aim boss monsters the way you are in 4.
Also, you don't
Now-
get, like, really interesting or weird things that you can in Tides of Destiny. So, I mean,
Yeah.
oops.
Now, okay, so what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to, bother Snek so that, he will do more.
Oh my gosh. You want to talk about a Let's Play that's going to be a million episodes long.
Alright,
Even
guys.
that's after I cut the grinding out, man. Rune Prana alone.
Alright, guys, it's part 1337. We're on part Lee.
Oh, my bag is full.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
Have you actually given anything to Daria the Hedgehog today?
Even if I hadn't, it actually won't help very much. No, I'm just gonna eat some squid sashimi. Or just split the difference here. Sashimi actually does not really heal you very much, and by endgame it's not viable at all. I guess it kind of, they treat it more like a snack than a dish, I guess you might say. No, they're
Well,
really
I mean,
great
it
to
li-
kill stuff in the desert.
I mean, if you actually have you eaten sashimi?
Yeah, I have.
It's like one bite, dude, so
Yeah,
it is
it's
kind
really,
of a snack.
Light. It's really light, yeah. No, and that's totally fair. There's a Asian fusion buffet near where I used to live in Sneckburg, and they had they still exist. They have an unlimited sushi bar, and you can get sushi and sashimi.
Hold them off.
I'm not killing them off. I'm not killing them off. They're still really great, and I plan to continue going there, even if it's a little out of my way now. But they're fantastic. When I get you back here to Sneckburg, we're going there for sure.
In my experience, what you really want, at least in my day-to-day grinding, is you want juices, because juices are the ones that improve and recover your rune points.
Yeah. Oops. Try that again. There we go. Okay, that's gonna go in the fridge. That's gonna go in the fridge. I'm gonna give that to the girl who likes those. Yeah, because juices actually fall on a percentile basis, so they're actually consistently quite good. Which is
You're
funny
not gonna
as in,
throw them at enemies.
I almost feel like that's cheating. There's one particular boss enemy that I might cheese in that fashion, because I really, really hate fighting him. I'll probably cook a super fail on purpose to throw at him.
Alright, so here's how we do, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna do some custom cooking with your boy, and we're gonna add some scrap metal, because everyone knows that you need scrap metal.
You need some scrap metal, I don't make the rules, that's just how it be.
Alright, so scrap metal, and then some fish, and a pineapple. There you go.
And
This
a
looks
little extra scrap metal just to be sure.
This looks violently radioactive. No, it's fine. Alright, fearsome, open what?
Remember, radiation is simply exposure by time. I've already
And you know the funny thing, in Rune Factory 4, if I remember right, there's an Imperial War Machine that you can just go up and throw a dish at, and
People still eat
even
it.
though it's
yes.
even though it's a robot, and it by right should not be able to eat. It
will eat
technically
it.
counts as having eat it, yes.
Because
It just
all
proves to me
enemies
that-
are basically handled the same way from an internal standpoint.
Imperial technology is the best in the world.
I mean, I'm hard-pressed to deny it, given that this is a world where, refrigerators and ceiling fans are high technology, but the Empire has legit war tanks, and... we were just getting into the Industrial Revolution, they're already in World War II, technologically speaking.
I mean, I don't remember the battle robots in World War II, but you know.
I mean, maybe you would just
And there are.
the wrong World War II. I don't know.
Oh my god, have I been planescaping this whole time?
Well, Tugans are notorious for going the wrong direction. Everyone at home, just sit there and wonder, what does he mean by that? What does Snek mean by that? A lot of enemies here in the desert have poison. Remember how I said you always keep a stock of antidote herbs on you? It's mostly because of these little buggers.
Now the thing with that though is like once it'll be poison really is noxious starting out, but the beautiful thing about your poison skill is not only does it mean that you're good at inflicting poison, it means you're good at avoiding poison.
Yep, you'll build up a poison resist every time you get poisoned. But there's also a defense stat that does precisely the same. And so the entire
my point being is that initially you look at it and basically it's like you get poisoned and you're like, oh no, why is my health literally melting? But you get it up, skill up, at which point you're like, it literally takes a huge amount and it barely does anything when you are poisoned.
Yep, it'll barely hurt you, it will rarely be inflicted, and you'll shrug it off like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're here. Human! How did you get here? Leave now!
Huh?
Whoa! I guess you were surprised I was
Itaku.
a human. I don't think I can get in as I am right now.
Itaku. Genuflect.
Genuflect before the lady. What is this place? I think they kind of have expected you to play with your woolly form in the desert, but it's not really my main way of fighting. I've not seen you before. Are you a traveler? Huh? It's alright. Take a deep breath.
Forgive me. I ought to introduce myself. I'm Kuruna. I've the honor of serving as the elder here.
She's an older lady. Also, they updated her portrait art a little bit. I don't remember those little marks around her chin. But we're also playing on a much higher resolution.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. But yeah, then again, this is it not only is it upscaled, yeah, it's
Also, the little bomb monster she has is independently animated. I don't believe that was the case in the original.
I don't think so either.
Nice to meet you, I'm Snek.
But she's just as beautiful as the day I lost her.
Itaku said, misty-eyed. I had no idea there was a village here.
Sure.
No, okay, you have to understand, all right? Because, all right, so here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I had a particular friend. You might have known him. His name is Hipster Snek. He does this Let's Play of this game called Rune Factory 3. And I'm like, okay, this is, interesting. I'm going to see if I can get this. So I went to this mythical place. You might have heard of it, called Game Stope. And the Game Stope had Rune Factory 3. So I got it. And so I'm playing it on my DS. And I'm going to community college. And I had my DS in my front pocket of my backpack. And for whatever reason, I had the game cart in this front pocket, and it was opened, and I think it got popped out. And so like 6 months after I finished classes, I'm like, where's my Rune Factory 3 cart? I couldn't find it. And so I called over at security and trying to explain to them what a DS cart is. And they're like, yeah, we know what game cartridges are. You're being dumb. But I could never find it again. And so it was like a year and a half later that I started Rune Factory 4. Because I went back over to the Game Stop. And I'm like, hey, do you guys have Rune Factory 3 again? And they're like, yeah, no. And it's also going to be really expensive because there's like, this is back in the olden days when Tamsoft had the license. And things were kind of in limbo at that point.
Yeah, things got a little weird after Rune Factory 4. We didn't actually think the series would continue going at that point. To say nothing of its early tumult when frickin' Natsume had the license up until, I believe, either Rune Factory 2 or Rune Factory Frontiers was the last game they did. And then there was all the huge legalese meltdown that now we have Harvest Moon, which is actually made by Natsume and is much, much worse. And now we have Story of Seasons, which is actually Harvest Moon, or what we knew as Harvest Moon because the Japanese name is Farm Story.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, things get a little messy after a certain point.
But my point being is I haven't been able to my save I was pursuing this lady, this fine beautiful beauty.
Unibabe.
I'm going to put a unibaby
in the
her.
Unibabe. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? It's a fair cop.
But that being said, so this is kind of a thing of, been trying to get to her, but yeah, as Snek has been pointing out, the jump in level between the areas is kind of vast.
You can clear the forest, Yokmir Forest, at level 5 to level 8, depending on your equipment and a little bit of luck. Now, that being said, the desert is a little more like level 11 to like level 15-ish, and it can be a little ruthless at times because you are going to be forced to do a leg of it as your woolly form. So if you're not really good in the woolly form, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time in the early legs of it, and you'll see why. You hate humans.
What, don't you? I would assume that humans chase you away on sight, if not worse, just because of your appearance.
I am fluffy and adorable. Everyone loves me.
Relax. Your history
Excuse
is
me.
yours
Sorry,
alone,
my nose was
and
running
I
away. I
can't
had to catch
help.
it.
Understandable.
That's not a problem. Honestly, I actually really enjoy fist weapons, which
As
is,
the leader of
you
the
know,
settlement,
what
the
the
last
woolly
thing I
form
want to do is
attacks with.
dredge up anyone's
The
painful
main
memories.
issue is the fact that without the shield, it also needs necessitate you leveling up your defense skill.
Yep. Which
So-
is leveled up by you being punched in your face.
Huh?
So yeah,
This is
once
a
again, much like your
paradise for
poison
all
resist
human.
skill,
A utopia where humans
it
cannot be
basically it
kings.
starts out and it's kinda gnarly, but once you put a few levels into it, things become much easier.
Oh yes, definitely.
Our door is now
Which is
open to
honestly
you.
why
So
I really
please,
like
feel free to visit
if
anytime.
if Chikaku had like all the time in the world and could make his own game, I probably would have something similar to the skill system in Rune Factory. It's just so good.
Good evening. Good evening.
What do you think of the settlement? Seems like a nice, quiet place, isn't it? You're welcome to join us in
I
the
think-
grove if you like. I'm flattered you invite me. I think I'm part of the present arrangement.
Hmm.
Be sure it's dangerous outside with humans around every corner. Do you really dislike humans that much, Karuna? Naturally. There's a whole town of them not far from here, right? Yeah, what about it? The Universe used to live there, but the humans banished us. How could I not detest them after that? Seriously, they did that? Yes, long ago, humans and Universe used to live together in harmony, but no more. What happened? Someone set a bomb. Who can say? I have no idea
I
why
think the
relations
bomb
are.
is right next to you. I think yes. We are obligated by ancient codes in order to just have bombs with us at all.
It happened before I was born. There's no denying the truth that we never live here now and not there. Those are very humans that chase us out. I see no other feasible explanation. So I keep warning you not to wander around too much. It's risky. You don't want the humans to find you and do the unthinkable. Boy, she really doesn't have it out for them. I wonder what happened between the two tribes. Maybe Wells knows something. He's been around the block for a while, and he's super, super racist, so that would check out. There's some other people here
Think
to
about
hear
it.
me. I don't know if they're still awake. Oh, yeah, they are. Hi, nice to meet you. Who are you? I'm Snek. Hey, Snek, I'm Zabe.
I'm just an unusually handsome dwarf with stunning silver eyes.
Alright, this probably requires a little bit of explanation. So, there are elves and there are dwarves in the world of Rune Factory. Now, here's the thing. That distinction almost basically doesn't matter. Dwarves are not necessarily short, elves are not necessarily skinny. They just kind of are whatever they feel like being or however the game designers feel like making them. In fact, in Rune Factory 4, the dwarf is one of the tallest people in the village.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just
Oh, Bono,
towers
yes.
over you. He's huge, and he's technically a dwarf.
Mhm.
And then you have Ganesha in Frontiers, who is technically a full-blood elf. Her son is a half-elf, but she has ears like a satellite dish. So, I mean, it just is whatever they feel like doing. And Zayd is about the same height as Micah in his human form, so yeah. He just has silver eyes.
Well,
That's his thing.
I think the issue with uh, Japanese elves is the fact that like you look at like descriptions of Western elves, and what are they known for? They're known for being tall, graceful, and having pointed ears.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: most supernatural creatures in Japanese folklore
Already have
have
that.
so it doesn't really differentiate them. So what is supposed to be like a Vulcan or, just little pointed ears become these gigantic, wiggly, like satellite dishes, as you pointed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're ever wondering the reason why elves in anime have like gigantic ears, that's why. It's because they need to differentiate them from all the other wacky supernatural creatures.
Yeah. It's not to make your acquaintance, Mr. Zayd.
Whoa now!
Drop the formalities, would ya? That kind of stuff you talk drives me nuts. Try doing it again. Huh? You're greeting. Do it again. It's an honor to meet you, Zayd.
Keep 'em coming!
No. Again. Real nice to meet you, Zayd. There you go. Much better. No, I mean, I guess we have to keep it casual.
I am so distressingly Japanese!
I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Hello there. Don't
You
believe it.
are?
Oh, he's voice acting it. My name's Snek. I've only recently started visiting this area.
I
No
don't
wonder
believe
I
we've had the
recognize you.
pleasure.
Allow me to introduce
I'm
myself.
voiced by
My name is
David
Honor.
Hayter.
That would be way too much for
I
Honduras.
welcome you to our settlement.
Thanks, pretty unique place you got here. All these monsters, and they're all so nice. Not all monsters are vicious, and not all seek violence. They're all individuals, just like any other. Some peaceful folk live quiet lives, while others are happy to cause trouble. They're no different from us Univer, or even humans, really. You're a monster yourself, by the by. Have humans ever done anything unpleasant to you? Thankfully, no. Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, yes. Yes, actually, one of them is like, you live here now. And then she proceeded to give me a farm and then gave me societal expectations. And now I'm trapped with a mortgage.
Now I'm trapped by societal convention. Humans and Univer are different races. I never enjoy hearing about clashes between our kinds. Though perhaps even that might be a touch candid. I'd appreciate you didn't let the Elder catch wind I said that. She's spectacularly disdainful of humans, you see. Gotcha. Mum's the word. Thank you. If you ever need anything, please let me know. I'll gladly help as I can. One of the weird quirks in the Meet Everyone. Cool. One of the quirks that you saw in the original translation is Karuna had a habit of referring to everyone she liked as comrade. And that has been dropped in this translation. Sharon Street grew bigger?
What?
I think it's supposed to be like Nakama. It's not actually like, da comrade.
Comrade.
Even though it was funny in your Let's Play where you were like, yeah, she's basically like a uni-communist.
She's uni-communist, and every time I had Monster Micah, just like, da comrade. the glorious communist uprising will crush the capitalist bourgeoisie. Etc., etc. Heavens above, how did this happen? I'm old and racist. Did you do something to the tree? Not that I know of? What in the name of the stars did this, then? Hey, Wells, can I ask you something? You know anything about the universe? You could say that. That's why you warned me not to go that way. Just so. They hate us, as I'm sure you found out. Death let you so much as set toe inside their gates. The Elder there in particular loathes us with a vengeance. Yeah. Is that what I wanted to ask? Huh, yeah, no, they definitely didn't let me in, because, I definitely looked human. Why would I ever not look human? I mean, am I right?
Well, that's good, because if you were turned out to be a monster, we would have to kick you out because of law. The law that, Ot 7. No monsters are allowed in the settlement.
Well, I mean, I'm allowed to bring the monsters in after I buy it, make a barn, but... You know anything about why the humans banished the universe from these lands? That's an old story. Even I don't know. There aren't any records of what exactly happened or why.
I see.
Snek, yeah? Don't poke your nose where it doesn't belong. Huh? There's no turning back the clock. Things between us and them are long over and done. But As they hate us, I despise them. Let the past lie. It's almost like the cycle of hatred is the self-eating serpent.
But
Wells
therein
Fargo.
lies the rub, Wells. We can be all united. United on our own mutual disdain and racism.
Racists don't even care if you're actually, racist. You can just be racist, and they don't care at all. And they'll be friends with anyone just so long as they're racist. It's really the weirdest conundrum that I've ever seen.
Even better if they're racist in space than they're
They're
spacist.
spacist, yeah. Should talk to Rune again. Which we'll do tomorrow. It's 10:30 at night.
Oh man, it sure is tiring being a spacist.
Where'd the staircase come from? Was this added when the tree grew? Guess I'll check out what's upstairs. Not a whole lot at present, though we do get another storage box. But I believe the two are linked, as I recall? Not a whole lot up here. Oh my goodness! Why did you just break into my house? Snek, I don't believe it. The second floor of your house has popped out of nowhere. So you don't know what happened either, Shara? Not a clue. This is the first time I've seen the tree get bigger, too. What a mystery. But, it's a nice space, isn't it? Why don't you turn this into your workshop? Do you think that'd be alright? Oh, that's why I couldn't buy it the smithing. The forge goes on the second floor. Good grief. Do you think it would be alright? Sure, this is your home after all. If you really think so. Now, if I were to take a guess, a forge, a chemistry set, and a crafting table up here. Ask around the relevant shops a bit more. Gotcha, I'll pay him a visit later. Not every day a new
Snek,
room...
This is the issue. You've been playing Rune Factory 4 for 10 years like I have, and so you're so used to the fact that the game literally allows you to play Legos with your living
stuff.
area.
Yeah, 5 does the same thing, actually, and I played the crap out of 5. I basically 100%ed 5. That's because, 5 is weirdly content light in the post-game, so, you can get to the point where you can one-shot the final boss, and I did, and I actually glitched the game because of it.
So what you're saying is a 6 is going to be 700 hours again.
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to be more like Rune Factory 4, where there's just, too much stuff for one human to ever reasonably do.
Yes.
Might as well make the most of it. Can't wait to try making all sorts of new stuff up here. That's the spirit. Sorry for barging in on you all of a sudden. Yeah, can I buy a door lock? Looking forward to seeing what you come up with. I would really like a door lock. Yeah,
A couple years ago, GameFAQs actually calculated out with data mining what the upper limits of what 4 allows you to do. The highest level you can be is 800,000.
Yep. They did something similar with 3, and the level cap in 3 is 65,000.
So it would take you approximately 10 years of near constant playing in order to reach that level. And, knowing some of the events that the game has, it might take that amount of time in order to get them. Because 4 is so weird in terms of the way that it handles event flags.
Yeah. And then it also has the quirk where if you're in the middle of an event, it won't let you trigger another event. And 5 was guilty of this too. Whoops. Or in the spot that I've already plowed, please. There we go. Now we're back on track.
See, this is my issue in my thing in 4, in that they're basically you can only get certain tools, and you can only get them in a certain... so I've, at my current point, I haven't even gotten a hammer yet, and so there's just rocks everywhere, and I'm I really, 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 really would love to get a hammer so I could clear this stuff. Hello, future wife.
Rainbows. They can't stand it. Shrimp. You're shaking. Do you really dislike them that much? Long, squiggly whiskers, the way their back ends twist. And why do they even need those so many creepy, crawly legs? It's terrifying. Are you alright, Daria? This is a side of you I've never seen before. Let's invite our wife to go with us.
You know what?
In the desert.
You know what? I understand, Daria. I completely understand. You know what? Perhaps I have misjudged you.
Well,
all these years. I misjudged you.
Shrimp are delicious. I don't care. Crab is delicious.
You know what?
Lobster is delicious. I will eat them all.
You can have your underwater bugs. I will not partake.
You know what, Chitaku? When you next visit, I'm gonna make you lobster and pineapple pizza.
My brush is calling. My brush is calling.
Okay.
Chitaku
I mean, I'm not
said,
gonna-
just grinding his teeth together. Okay.
I'm not gonna eat it, but okay.
It's not okay. Oh, right. We haven't leveled Daria up in a while. So, here's
Oh,
a
no.
fun thing. There is actually no real negative to getting your waifu knocked out, but she'll keep gaining experience even as she's just laying on the ground. So if you really want to level up a low-level character, you can just keep killing monsters while they're just knocked out, and when she levels up, she'll just get back up on her feet again. Yes, I have conducted experiments on this. Also, when you move to the
Really?
next screen, she will also get up.
Heck, you really shouldn't just, just lay out your girl. You need to be more gentle.
One of the best things is to juggle your enemies. If you're afraid, like those big giant guys have very little in the way of being stunned. So juggle them. And that is your opportunity to turn the fight around.
Yes, and that's also the reason why fists are really good. Because fists actually stagger people considerably.
Ah, good. I have my final step of my sword combo. I actually have to send you away now. I can't go to the universe settlement with you with me.
Even
Sorry,
though technically she is a
Yeah,
demi-human.
she's not
yes.
a human, so like it shouldn't matter, but it does. Yeah, she is.
Even though technically, yeah, it's like it's weird. Elves and dwarves are not human, but they're still technically considered human,
They're people,
which is
yeah.
yeah.
Snake, you come at the perfect time. What do you mean? Well, you guys for running an errand for me. Yeah? Would you be so kind? I'm in no position to demands. I'd be grateful for the help. All right, sure.
Yeah.
Truly appreciate it.
Maybe.
Still don't know this area all that well, though. Are you sure I'm the guy for the job? I'll send a guide along with you. Are you familiar with Zaid? Yep, we met. Excellent. I've already talked to Zaid about this. When you're ready, go please let him know. Okay. So, remember how I said that we are going to be forced to use our willy form? Well, this is it. Also, the owl will give us quests for the people in the universe settlement. It's like he just wants me to kill a whole bunch of stuff in the desert, so I guess I'll help out. I'll Bondurus out, he's a nice guy.
It's funny. If I want to say her entire thing is she likes tomato juice.
6 scorpions.
I want to say it's tomato juice because I distinctly remember running a tomato farm in this area.
Now, I probably should level up my woolly punching a little bit. Now, I believe that in woolly form, I forget if you get to keep your armor benefits, but I know you obviously will not get any benefit from your equipped weapons or shield. That is just something you'll have to accept. Attack while running and leap forward with pound and strike. It's not bad to alternate forms, especially because the woolly form can help get you skills a little bit easier in some cases. Like, you can't level up punching in your human form at all. That's just not going to happen.
No, that's not a thing until fist weapons became a thing in 4.
Yep.
Which, let me tell you, that was an extreme. That made me so happy. And whatchamacallit, and when Volcanon shows up with his fist, punches a tree out of the way, and proceeds to go, "Here, use these." I'm like, "Oh, dude, it's happening again!"
Punching time. Equipment, we should probably go back and get our forge now.
Yeah, you might wanna go and do that.
Good. The forge is going to be
Because
top priority.
That's
Crafting table will soon come after. Here, my house got bigger. Talk to guys. Right? Is there a forge and crafting table? It's So we get money and lumber.
It's
Forge. Yeah, she just tried to make a terrible pun,
what?
and I'm going to judge her for it.
I was gonna say, did she make a joke?
Yeah, she said be careful of forgeries because it's a forge.
Oh baby.
That's very expensive.
Well, you know,
I
you,
can get
you know
one
what this
or
means
the
then.
other. So I'm gonna start.
I would get a
I'm gonna
I would get a
start-
forge then.
Yeah, I'm starting with the forge. Thankfully, we have enough lumber for it all.
The crafting table is good for accessories, I want to say.
Yep.
But like, if you want to get weapons, yeah.
Oh wow, babes. Make a rod, which is a magic weapon. Okay, I just need to start forging them. I'm pretty sure
Hey,
I should
yo,
have
welcome.
resources sufficient to make something.
Welcome to Snek's DIY channel. You're gonna be making a F-35 fighter.
Yeah, Naomi Wu, I ain't. What can we make? We can make a regular broadsword, which is what we have, a rod, and a steel sword. Which... Oh, I can make if I take my weapon out of my hand. Now, I actually might want to practice and make some...
Yeah, I would
Swords.
raise, yeah, because you don't want to look at the success chance.
Yeah. And plus we can sell these, and the sell rate of a broadsword is higher than the sell rate of iron.
Mhm. And
See,
as a certain
Okay.
president, you know, once opined, you know, about, you must be careful about, you know, acquisition of power, either sought or unsought, through the military-industrial complex.
That's true.
Well, now we are the military-industrial complex.
We are all of those things. So, there's a thing I need to show because it just happened. So, notice how we have regular broadsword, and now there's blue broadsword. This means that this is a special variant. Attack plus 5, attack plus 50, plus 15 defense, at the cost of some magic defense, plus vitality. That means random attributes have been added to these blue ones. I got some... Wow, that's... Some of these... I don't remember it being this wild before, but it sure got wild. So, these... That's in itself already an insane upgrade, so I'm gonna put that in my hand. So, now that we have a few levels, I'm going to try to make a steel sword, which may not be as... No, it's unless I get a special version, I'm not going to replace it that easily. As I recall, a failure in forging just loses energy, and I'm about to die, so let's stop for a minute.
Drink some juice.
Yeah, I was about to say, I got a little carried away there. I mean, they're standard steel swords, but still, not bad. I'm glad that, you know, that went well anyway. Glug, glug, glug.
Have you gone to the, whatchamacallit yet? To the bathhouse yet?
No, the bathhouse is pretty expensive in this game. As I recall, it's a 300 gold investment. Convert some of the short swords I made. Steel swords. I was hoping that I could...
Oh.
Ooh, I do.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
See if either of these blue variants are better than what I have. Again, it's somewhat random, and you can't rely on it, but... Oh, bueno. I still take the hit to magic defense, but, like... Oh, dude. Oh, dude, I'm gonna rip things apart with this.
So, try the recipe bread again. Now that you've gotten some ranks
I'm
and
actually gonna
whatchamacallit.
do a slight detour. I'm actually gonna sell... We don't have iron sufficient. Let's convert all the short swords we have into steel swords. Let me walk you through my mindset here. First off, I'm going to heal. And then I'm gonna... Don't put them on the ground. Grief. So, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to convert the broadswords we made into steel swords. First, I just want this... Okay, that's all the iron I had. So we'll hunt for more of that later. Just check to see if this sword is better. I mean, I seriously doubt it, because what we got is a really good roll. It's not. So, I'm going to sell what I currently have in terms of weapons, just so I don't want to flood my inventory with a bunch of swords I'm not going to use. So, they might be going, Snek, why aren't you listening to Jutaku? Why aren't you going along with it? Well, there's another thing we can do. There's a thing we can do to not only make the sword that we have better, it will also raise our fortune levels. Remember all those monster
you
I've
can
been collecting?
you can just literally use the quick equip and just take stuff out that way.
Yeah, again, I'm not used to this UI yet, but you are correct. Because I have a sword in my hand, I can't grab the wrong thing by accident. Luckily.
Just trying to
Steer me in the right
help you
direction.
out.
I appreciate it. Alright, take this out of my hand, because you cannot modify equipment that you currently are wearing. That's just not how this works.
That's not a thing you can do until 4.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you what it is if it's equipped.
So, at this point, we can look and see that all items from, especially monster mats, have a defense or attack or other stat values tied to them. So, like this bronze, for instance. If I put the material in the slot, it will tell us the success rate. Also, let's give it a go.
I was gonna say, if you were gonna say anything.
And now,
Which is actually
my sword's even stronger.
Now the cool thing with that, like if you got the scorpion stingers that you were collecting, you could actually add poison qualities to your weapon.
Yep.
Alternatively, if you have like the elemental stones, you could add elemental damage to your weapon as well.
For example, my success rate isn't very high because this is a relatively high difficulty material, but it's not undoable. I'm gonna take a few swings at this.
The thing with that though is the fact that that actually will that is dependent on your skill. For instance, if you were to do a wind crystal, it's dependent on your wind skill, or the heart is dependent on your love skill. So just
Why do insect jaws have such high... If you're wondering why I'm unfazed by that, it's because you still get forging experience if you fail and you don't lose any material. Once again, apple juice is the way to go. These are going to be very regular by the time we're done. If you get it, you get it.
Meanwhile, poor Snek's like,
Oh, if you try to use the same material over and over again, it does decay in efficacy. It will be less efficient each time you do it, to the point where it will eventually not actually impact your stats at all. Lucky. Yeah, let's try... No, not an Earthstone. I think most of the stuff in the desert's Earth Affinity. Let's not do that.
not do that. It's a silly thing.
It is.
Oh,
Tanuki Leaf is a boss material, which has a very high difficulty rate to work with. I would love to, but this probably isn't going to work. Yeah, that's about what I thought.
What about the Heartstone?
That will give us a Life Siphon, actually.
Oh, see, the funny thing is in 4, if I remember right, doing Love Affinity actually makes it so that your the enemies you attack will actually basically get a charm effect.
I think that sounds right. But I do know in early games it was a HP Siphon.
I mean, that's still good, and I would take that too. I think it's funny, you know, when you hit people and they start to have the, like, oh, I love you, and they actually switch to your side.
Yep.
I have a katana in my own 3DS save of 4 that does that. So.
Yeah, let's get points. Oh, 7%. Yeah, that's not going to work. But that's probably as far as we're going to go, given our current forging skill. But
yeah, we are gonna need some more raw materials in order to make more swords.
Besides, you can only level it up to level 9. And because of that, my sword is now level 7, and this thing is going to make a world of difference. So
you're carrying it, you're not actually holding it.
Not equipping it. Yeah. So, now it should also give me some space in my storage, so I can drop some of
Nick.
this stuff off.
Remember what you're doing.
What am I doing? Snek wondered aloud. Okay, bag is full again.
Are you gonna sell that carapace?
No, it's just my inventory is like completely... Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Now, I am going to eat those recipe breads that I was gifted. Because now, we should get the best bang for our buck for them. Get a staff, which is the upgrade to the rod. Get a steel sword plus. A battle axe.
Are axes? Is it axe a hammer, or is it its own thing? I forget.
Axes and hammers are technically their own thing, but they behave very similarly.
Back scratcher, that's a
That's
spear.
a joke weapon. Aqua
It's
sword,
a
which I believe is a spy hammer.
It's a spear, I want to say. Yeah. Yeah, which is funny. Like, there are many joke weapons in this game series. Like, one of them is it looks like it's this giant, man cleaver that looks very familiar. It's basically like a giant cleaver, and it's known as the soul reaving spear or soul reaving sword. It's Ichigo's Zanpakuto.
Oh,
It's not particularly strong, but it looks really cool.
might be worth it to get the Aqua sword at some point. Not too bad. And we actually got our first upgrade to a farm tool, because now we have the axe instead of the cheap axe, which means breaking down stumps and the such will be much easier. Everything in this game is an upward spiral. Whoops, I made it a war axe. That actually is going to make it a little less efficient. The irony is not lost on me at this point. However, it is easier to use as a weapon. But still, lumber axes are still not hard to come by. I'm not worried. Okay, how much money am I getting today, Karina? Okay, don't tell me. Let's find out.
420, 69 gold.
Heh, nice. Alright, let's put this new sword to the test. Hi, it's random seeing you out here.
It's very awful seeing you.
Oh yeah. You now notice that we are now just smacking dudes left and right with no effort on our part. That is the power of forging your own gear. Is it way more work? Is it way more of a pain? Yes. Is it totally worth it? Yes.
Also, yes. And here's the thing. It actually improves your strength and stamina to forge stuff.
Yep.
So not only are you getting better gear, you're leveling up your stats too. This is the reason why the skill system is so cool. Because pretty much everything you do helps you out with other things.
Just one to go.
Come on, one to go. Got him.
Oh, pretty careful.
Interesting. There was a strange human going around, beating up goblins. I thought it was supposed to be you that was beating up goblins.
Uh-oh. Rumors are pretty strange sometimes, am I right? Am I right? Oh, you know what's funny about sleeping monsters? Yes.
Can you throw them back into the gate?
You can throw them into the gate, it does do damage to the gate, it doesn't, warp them or anything. Take care of those monsters you asked about. Thank you, Snek, I'm sure they learned their lesson. Not much, take it as recompense.
Go back to the forest of beginnings!
Got a fireproof hood. Defense 15 and 12? Yeah, that's markedly better, actually. I'll put that on. Thank you, Honduras. That was actually a significant boost to our defense.
Why are you just wearing a woolen... Why are you wearing a woolen hat, anyway? That's...
It's
right.
called irony. It comes in layers.
Much like your headgear.
Much like my headgear. Oh, good. I did get the 3. Alright. I shouldn't run around town as a monster. But I think the window just closed. I may not be able to get my forge tonight. Or my crafting area tonight. That's okay. We'll get it tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Evening.
So,
Good evening.
back in the red. Yeah, that's the story of her life. I know.
I'm sorry that I'm, not, trying to marry your sister.
Yeah.
And that way, I can give you my, the dowry, but, such is life.
What was I doing again?
I'm,
I could marry Pia and have little Capricorn babies, but it's just not meant to be. So,
just know, in another time, another life, that did happen.
that did definitely happen, I assure you. Now, a thing to know is when you grow crops in Rune Factory, sometimes these glowing circle things pop out. And you might be going, Snek, what are those? Well, those are runes. The reason the series is called Rune Factory is because runes are the energy of the earth resonating with what you're doing above. As you grow and produce stuff, runes happen, you get stronger from absorbing the rune's power, and in return, the cycle goes on, upward and upward.
The cool thing about that, too, is the fact that whenever you, not only does it fully fill up your rune points, it also gives you a skill up. Random skill up. So it
can
is.
even be a skill you've never used before.
Good morning.
So it's entirely within your interest to basically farm.
Yep, there are a lot of upsides to farming, which I mean,
Baby,
say.
think fast. Are you just gonna throw it at her again?
Of course, that's the way to give gifts in Rune Factory.
My love language is a fastball.
Cloud in the sky. Good morning. Is it me or accessories these days is completely unfashionable? Maybe from an artist perspective, I guess? People really ought to take a hint from my style now. Talk about embarrassing.
You know what this is saying, Snek. This is your wife telling you that you need to get into the accessory business.
Yeah, I think she's right though.
Morning.
Cucumbers and itis don't mix. They got that distinct smell and just blah. Somebody tells you don't like veggies. You guessed it. How can anyone do that to themselves? Cucumbers are just not my jam either. I sympathize on that point.
I like cucumbers. Now, I'm not a big fan of lettuce by themselves, but
Morning. Like 14 weapons, being a legit order for one makes my day. Not that I need anybody to order any. I'll still make them if I want to. That's the spirit, Gaius. That's the entrepreneurial spirit that we all know and love you for.
rather than the blacksmith in 4, whose favorite thing is scrap metal because, and I quote, "You can't do anything with it, but having it makes him seem like a real smith." You bet I did. So, if I gave you a disastrous dish, would you eat it?
What an interesting statues on the many offerings here. I wonder if she know. Now, speaking of, let's go give our crazy backwards talking friend a, messed up dish. What a refreshing weather we're having today. Perhaps these curry rice, my next design. How, though? It's been a minute since I last saw you. Were you perhaps foraging for rare and unique ingredients all the time? Don't tell. Not exactly. Sorry, just your family doesn't really do anything for me. Can I hire someone to breed for me? That's a special level of lazy.
You say that, but in my Rune Factory 4 game, I literally was being proposed to by Porcaline, so...
This looks incredibly useful. I dislike things of this sort. If you ever have anywhere to spare, I'll gladly take them off your hands.
Good evening. Morning.
Raven, that such so ugly. How did you make it? I started with silver. Is that how it works? Wow, you're surprisingly serious about this. Surprisingly. Notice a smile and nod.
Morning.
I can't take you seriously because unless I knew what the things you were saying or read, I would never be able to know if you're being, if
serious
you're
or
being
incredibly sarcastic. Hey
Yeah.
there, Subject A. It's been a while.
This is the issue with your entire backward speak. Unless you were aware, jeez, there's just so much wrong with that. Bold and racist.
Well, now's a good chance to grind, since literally nothing's going to be happening today. Holidays, all the shops are basically kind of on useless mode. Alright, they resist magic.
Yeah.
That's fine.
thought occurred to me.
What's that?
Wells is one of the OG poll posters. That's what's going on with him. That's why he's so old and racist.
Nah, if he's that old and racist, he would definitely be in the melee scene.
I'm old! Man, what even is deodorant, man?
Propaganda meant to keep us down.
Propaganda by big speeds.
Who needs to shower when you got Axe body spray, man? Please shower at least daily. I'm begging you. I mean, at least daily. Want to shower more than that? By all means, be my guest. Yeah, smelly people propaganda. Being like, showering every day is bad for your skin. Shut up. Smelly people propaganda. I will not tolerate it.
You heard it here, folks. Snek is against smelly people. If you're smelly, he doesn't want to do anything with you.
Everything out, you ready to mosey? Let's mosey.
Let's do this.
Set up and snack. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Foul Dragon Bone. Head southeast from here. Got it? Yep. And that gateway that was there blocking us before is now removed. And Zaid will assist us regardless of friendship level. This is kind of a special event where we just get to ignore that requirement and can just do whatever. So we can take advantage of his assistance and get a little bit of XP for our time. Stop sucking, Zaid. You're the program.
Honestly, I think that you're right. That I don't remember him doing that before. I would have remembered.
Really bad. He was kind of like grunted or like did a ki. He wasn't doing that. Me. And the voice actor was going a little overboard, a little above and beyond. Powerbomb.
So, if you were ever wondering what that power bomb that I was telling you about is, that's what it was.
There you go. Oh, those things are traps and you can't kill them. Just try to avoid them. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but they're super annoying.
They come back in 4 too.
Yeah, they're annoying there too. Powerbomb! Yes, that is immensely satisfying to pull off once we have a skill level for it. Ooh, fire crystal. Zaid, stop sucking.
Hey, come on, man. Oh no, guys!
Now you're just trying to
Oh yeah,
steal
brother.
them. Don't be that
Oh
way.
yeah, brother.
Wow, we've done a lot of stuff.
Next, gonna take you to Suplex City. Oh, sandfish.
Yep. Only certain fish can be caught in the sandfish environment, so it's not a bad thing to look into. Whoops. Maybe I'll stop jumping into the traps myself now.
You might want to eat some quad.
Yeah, some flot would go a long way. Yeah, my apple juice is still probably best proportionately.
Next time.
Get on my level, Zaid.
I don't have any food.
No, that sounds like a skill issue, bro. Ah, I get the charge attack now for the best.
How do I hold B? How do I hold B?
Skill issue. Now good enough, I guess.
If you're wondering and going, good lord, this place is like a death trap. Yeah, welcome to the, welcome to the
this
next.
leg of the game where I warned you it would be dangerous.
Yes.
Next time.
Zaid, please stop sucking. It would behoove both of us if you could stop sucking. devoured, right? Oh, I think Zayd needs to be alive. Hang on. Okay. Here, will it work if I just throw this at you? Pretty sure that's how this works.
Will this work if I throw you?
Zenzubi! Alright, fine. Zayd, you couldn't wait 5 seconds, man. Maybe I can just throw it. Alright, nerds to this. You're on your own, dude.
You might need to get some accessories.
Yeah. I thought I could brute force it, but that's probably not a good plan.